Hello from Slide Nerd and hello from Waves. What's up, folks? In this video, I'm going to talk about the layout inflator in Android. Now, if you guys have heard about this word layout inflator, you know very well it does the work of converting your XML layout, appearance, description into Java objects. But there's some complexity associated with this conversion, and that is why if you try searching for the documentation on this layout inflator, you're not gonna find anything good, not even on developer.android.com. And that is why this video is dedicated to discussing all the complex aspects of how layout inflator works. So if you're a beginner, the first question that's gonna strike is, hey, what the hell do you mean by layout inflation? Well, here's a simple explanation. Converting XML appearance description of your layouts into Java view objects that you can use inside your code is called inflation, and the layout inflator is a class that does this work for you. Alright, and here too, this is a very time consuming operation. Think about this. You have your linear layout, you have your text view. Your linear layout has some layout width equals to something, layout height equals to something. You say orientation should be vertical, and then your text view also has like set text, do this, background. All these attributes have to be converted into Java values, right? And that is a very time consuming operation. Plus, I have written recursively over there, and you're probably wondering what that means. Think about this. The text view is a child inside your linear layout. So first, the linear layout has to be converted. Then it has to go inside every child of the linear layout recursively and convert them from XML to Java, right? And that is why it's a very time consuming operation and resource intensive. So how do you use this layout inflator? Well, there are two methods. You have the context.getSystemService, which I believe is the right method. And then you have your get layout inflator method. Both of these give you an object of layout inflator. Now remember, you cannot say layout inflator L equals to new layout inflator. That does not work. It's hidden from you for creation, alright. And then another thing, you can use an XML pull parser to create a layout inflator from that. But then remember, your AAPT, which is your pre-compiler for your XML resources, always accepts layout files which are pre-compiled. By what do I mean by that? Inside your res folder, all your appearance descriptions that you put, those are pre-compiled. If you want to download an XML file from the internet and then you say, hey, I want to inflate this using layout inflator, it's not going to happen unless you pre-compile it with your AAPT tool. Alright, so how does this work? Pretty simple. You simply say layout inflator L equals to get layout inflator or get system service, and in the bracket you have to put layout inflator service. Now don't worry about that syntax too much. We're gonna discuss how that works exactly in code. But for now, the second line, this is what matters. View v is l.inflate. This inflate method is the one that takes an XML file that you want to inflate and converts that into a Java object, which is your view v that you see on the left side. And there are two parameters. The first, int resource, second, view group parent. What is the int resource? Int resource is the name of the XML layout file that you want to inflate or you want to convert. Alright, and then you have your view group parent, a layout that you want to use as the parent for this inflated layout. Alright, now if you're not clear with what this means right now, don't worry too much about it. I put some nice examples and I'm sure you will follow them through as we discuss things. Alright, parent is optional. You can simply say l.inflate r.layout.sublayout, null. Now r.layout.sublayout is the name of an XML file which is actually called sublayout.xml. It is inside your res layout folder, and that is why you're addressing it like this. Alright, and what is v? Well, v is the root view representing the resource. Now what do I mean by that? If your sublayout.xml file contains only a text view, v is going to be equal to that text view object in Java. Alright, if your sublayout.xml file contains a linear layout and a text view inside that linear layout, your v is going to be equal to the linear layout. It's going to be equal to the root inside that XML file. Alright, pretty simple to understand, yes? Alright, so I'm gonna take a simple example to make you guys understand how the layout inflator works exactly. The example is gonna be something like this. This is gonna be inflated with the help of a layout inflator. Now there is this sublayout.xml file. It has just one text view inside, alright? And I want to inflate this, or in short, convert this into a Java object using the LayoutInflater class. And then this is what it looks like for now, sublayout.xml. It has a text view inside. And then there is my activity underscore main.xml, which has a frame layout and a linear layout inside. Now if you guys are not familiar with these layouts, you can go ahead in my playlist and check out these videos about frame layout and linear layout, where I have talked exactly how they work. So I'm gonna place my text view, converting that into a Java object inside this view hierarchy. Now remember, frame layout is at the top, and then you have a linear layout inside, and I want to have my text view somewhere over here, and I want to do that through Java. Alright, so I'm gonna use the LayoutInflater class. So keep this picture nicely in mind, because my entire video is gonna deal with this example. I'll be having this structure everywhere just to show you guys and remind you what is there inside the files. So at this point, if you try looking what is there inside your linear layout, this is what you're gonna see inside your frame layout, which is being displayed on the screen. That is just the activity underscore main.xml, which is my appearance. Frame layout, linear layout, no content inside, so you simply see a plain yellow background. Now I have given different background colors. I've highlighted that here also. Frame layout has an yellow background color, linear layout has a blue background color, and the text view is probably pink if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so let's go ahead and use the first form of inflate here. As you guys remember, I have my sublayout.xml file, which has a text view inside it with a background color of pink. Alright, so there you go. You say view v is l.inflate r.layout.sublayout, null. Now what is this r.layout.sublayout? Well, it is the same file, sublayout.xml. What is this null? It is the parent. For now, I have just put null over there, but I will show you what happens when we put a parent over here. Alright, so at this point, the question to you guys, what does this v contain? V contains the text view, alright, because that is what you're trying to inflate. Then who is the parent of v? You specified null over here, so the parent is null. Third question, what is the layout params for this v? Now what is this meaning of layout params? Layout params is an object that controls how big your view is, what is the appearance, what is the orientation, and all those things. It differs for each layout. That is why you have linear layout dot layout params, relative layout dot layout params, and something like that, right? They are all derived from your view group dot layout params, which is the base class for all layout descriptions, right? So at this point, this is also null. Now what do you mean by that being null? Well, we will see what happens when this thing has a value, but for now, don't worry too much about this. Alright, how does it look like? Well, you see a blank yellow screen and you're wondering, what the hell, dude? Why is it looking like this? Remember, you have only converted your text view into a Java object represented by this v. You have not added this to your main layout, right? Of course you have not added this. Your main layout still is containing just a frame layout and a linear layout inside. So you need to add this v to one of these. Remember, one of these. You can add it to your frame layout or you can add it to your linear layout. It's your call. Alright, so at this point, you have your text view from XML inside Java, inside this object v that you see here on the left. Now remember, this is not visible on the screen because inside your set content view method, you have set r.layout.activity underscore main, which you do all the time, right? But where have you added this v to that main layout? You have not added. So there are two ways. One, add it to the frame. Two, add it to the linear layout, because they are the only two layouts inside your activity underscore main, right? And you have to add this v to one of them. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it to the frame layout by saying something like this. First, I need to bring the frame layout from XML into Java. So I'm gonna say something like this: find view by id r.id.myFrame. Then I can use this method saying f.addViewV. And at this point, what is gonna happen is something like this. You have your frame layout, you have your linear layout, and you also have this text view over here. Pretty simple, right? They are both siblings, they are both children of the frame layout. So before adding, this is what you saw. If you guys remember, yellow screen, right? After adding, take a look what happens. Since the linear layout has nothing inside, it doesn't show up, and you have the text view which takes up the full space on the screen. So this is what your activity underscore main.xml contains now. It has the frame layout, it has the linear layout, and it has the text view, and the user sees this. because you simply added this V over here by using the f.addView method. Now you can also add it to the linear layout. Like I said, you just have to add this V to one of the layouts inside your main and you're done. So here again the same series of steps follow. You take the linear layout from XML by saying find view by ID blah blah blah. Then you say f.addView your V over here, and then if you add it to the linear layout, this is what happens. You have the frame layout, inside which you have the linear layout, inside which you have your text view, right? Pretty simple. Before adding, again you saw the blank screen, but take a look. After adding, this is what happens. Now you guys are probably wondering, hey, what the hell? What's the difference? Well, think about this. The linear layout has some content inside. It had a width of match parent and it had a height of wrap content. So obviously the text view, which is pink in color, is gonna fill that up, right? Again, take a look for the colors over here. The frame layout has yellow background. Linear layout has blue background, which you see over here, and a small dot at the end. And then you have the text view inside, right? So at this point, I'm almost done talking about the basic layout inflator that I've been discussing so far. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the more advanced aspects of the layout inflator through which you can exactly and precisely control whose layout parameters it should inherit, what appearance descriptions it should inherit, alright. So if you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next vid. Have a nice day.